straight face can say right now. And the reality, when you look at it, it's not even voting for my father. Look at the team that's now surrounding him.
Tap into the award-winning and nationally recognized 1017 The Truth by downloading the Truth app and streaming us live at 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Dear employer,
my name is Phil Martin.
My name is Michael Roskovich.
Ronaldo Bird.
Zach Deiser.
I am writing to express my excitement at the opportunity to join your team.
As someone on the spectrum,
I possess a unique set of skills
that sets me apart from other candidates.
My detail-oriented nature allows me to communicate complex ideas,
to break down data,
to have no fear in meeting new people.
I may communicate in ways that are different from what you are used to.
Structure, routine,
and clear expectation.
Help me do my best work.
My autism allows me to have a perspective that needs to be seen and heard.
It allows me to make the world safer and improve systems in ways others can't.
It allows me to bring people's inner worlds to life with my artwork.
My autism
will bring your team important insights.
Thank you for your consideration.
An autistic inclusive workplace is good for business. It's time to make a change. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/win.
You are listening to the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time! It's time! It's Beta time!
You are watching a master at work.
Truth Nation, get ready for the greatest 60 minutes in radio, giving you his authentic and bold opinions, bringing you all the information, entertainment, and conversations you gotta hear. From local issues to trending topics and headline news, it is time for Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is your award-winning host, Kyle Wallace.
On the mic so clear, talking sports and the games we share. Women in politics swirl in the air. Milwaukee nights, he's always there. Monday through Friday, he owns the wave. Stories of the city where passion stays. From the course to the fields and city streets, Kyle's voice is the rhythm that repeats. Tune in now, don't miss the vibe. Milwaukee's heartbeat on the line. Sports and women politics too. Kyle's show is the life we pursue. He dives deep into the city, so from the Bucks to the Brewers, he plays his role. Breaking news and a witty spin. Kyle walking. Milwaukee skyline lights the dark. Every word hits like a spark. He's the pulse of the city's grind, a voice for the restless mind. Tune in now, don't miss the vibe. Milwaukee's heartbeat on the line. Sports and women politics too. Kyle's show is the life we pursue.
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. I am your host of Truth to Power, Kyle Walls, and we're coming to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. As always, you can call in, text in at 833-212-1017. But we always want you, if you can, watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. That is 101.7 The Truth on YouTube for your opportunity to watch and stream us live. Also, if you go on YouTube, you see that we have a guest with us today. And y'all know I love having my guest co-host. And today I am joined by the wonderful Miss Kayla Lewis-Allen. How you doing, Kayla?
I am doing great. It is Friday. It is a beautiful Friday. It's not too hot and it's not too cold. And as always, great for Milwaukee.
Yeah, it is. Today is good, but I was looking at the weather coming up for next week, because we were talking about, because Juneteenth is coming up next week, and make sure y'all join. Make sure y'all go to Juneteenth first and foremost. Go to the parade. It starts at 9 a.m. We already know it starts on Atkinson, goes all the way down MLK. Mm-hmm. But make sure y'all join for that. Then, of course, we have the Juneteenth Street Festival that happens until about 4 o'clock. It officially ends.
Yep.
So make sure y'all come down and y'all can watch and stream. Excuse me, you can watch us live that day, or come down and visit us live, and we'll be broadcasting live. But
yes,
I looked at the weather. Because I just wanted to get a heads up, because as anybody remembers last year,
scorching.
It was hot.
It was hot.
It was hot.
I sweated all through my shirt. Like it was really, really hot, y'all.
It was extremely hot. Now this year it looks like it's gonna be like 68 to 71 degrees out next Thursday, which is cool. But it's June. I'm kind of ready for a little bit more consistently mid-70s. Yeah, like we getting mid-June now. I need that sun to come out a little bit more. This week has been good, but next week seeing 60s.
You ain't like that. You like mid-June? We ain't supposed to be having no 68 days.
Yeah.
But it's really good because, like, especially for the kids in the parade, I felt sorry for them last year. It was so hot. So you had to, like, throw water on their feet and, like, throw water over their heads just to make sure that they were cool enough to dance throughout the whole parade. Yeah. And that's a lot for kids to get up early.
Kids, adults. I don't want to walk in the parade.
Listen. Are you going to be in the parade? Will we have a car in the parade?
So we will have a vehicle in the parade. I'm undecided whether or not, because I have to do the afternoon show, and the reason why I'm undecided, Truth Nation, about if I want to do the parade, because that means I got to be there at 7 a.m. And then I'm not leaving until 3:30 p.m.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm going to Summerfest as well.
Oh yeah, because Juneteenth done invited us down to Summerfest this year. This is something new for the Milwaukee.
And so I'm just trying to see how much energy I'm going to exude that day, because 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. is
Put it in.
Yeah,
put the work in.
I'll be exhausted, and I got to come to work the next day for Truth Nation. So I'm trying to get that figured out if I want to be in the parade. But we will be in the parade. Ben Jamin, Carrie Noni, Tori Lodo, all be in the parade.
Yep. That is really good. So I'll be down there vending. If you guys have ever seen the Rooting for Milwaukee, Rooting for Everybody from Milwaukee t-shirts, I'll have those on hand, as well as the hats. At our booth, we are located adjacent to the old Walgreens and like right by Fast and Friendly. Like we are always kind of.
Were you at that meeting yesterday?
Yeah. Oh no, the day before. I was there the day prior. They do it in sections.
Oh.
Yeah, based on the alphabetical order of your business name. Yep. They do it in sections.
Okay, I didn't know. I was there yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was there for a while yesterday.
Yep. I was there on Wednesday. I was there. So yeah, we'll have all the merch out there. So pull up, and then I'll also be on air with Noni as well as Tori from 1 to 3 that day.
Yeah, well, that will be extremely exciting. Speaking about festivals going on in the city of Milwaukee, I touched on it yesterday. Rhea touched on it as well, as we talked about. Also, shout out to Rhea on the 1s and 2s.
Hello.
And we touched on it a little bit because yesterday they had or 2 days ago they had the night market, which was fantastic, always is
a beautiful time.
And then there was some stuff that happened that I saw, and I didn't know what baddie's shot o'clock was.
Did you figure it out?
My brother told me it's from a TV show or something like that, a reality show.
A reality TV show where they just fight all day.
Yeah, he said, oh, you ain't heard that before? I said, no, but I loved it. Baddie shot o'clock. Baddie shot o'clock. I was like, that's cool. I like that. But
wait, is that from Bad Girls Club?
It must. Is it?
So the Natalie Nunn, which was like an original member of Bad Girls Club, started her own like branch of Bad Girls Club, and now it's like the next generation of baddies.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I don't really like stuff like that. 'Cause I don't like seeing people fight.
Yeah, so yeah, I haven't ever watched an episode of that. Like I see the clips on Instagram, and that's enough.
Zach looked at me. I don't. I was showing. I was showing people the video yesterday because people asked me about it. That's why I asked you for the video. I hadn't seen it before. The only time I've watched it is when either somebody showed it to me or when I was showing it to somebody because they asked me about it.
So you weren't searching for it?
No, I did not. I did not search for the video until I was asked yesterday about the video, and that's when I asked DJ Brother Z to give me the video. But just in general, because I know there's a lot of opinions that are swirling around, and Truth Nation 833-212-1017, y'all can chime in on that conversation as well, as we're going to be talking just about the night market. And I did not go to the night market. I saw people outside for the night market, but I went home.
Oh, okay.
But Kayla, you went to the night market, and there's a energy and narrative that's going around about this night market and who should be there and how they should gatekeep. And I want to know your overall perspective of being somebody that attended the night market 2 days ago.
Yeah. So the night market was a beautiful experience. This is only my second time going. I feel like I didn't know about it in previous years. I don't know how long it's been going on, but I didn't know about it in previous years. So once I finally got wind of it and I finally had the opportunity to go, I was rushing down there last year. And I had such a great time that I wanted to be at the first one this year because it only happens once a month, every month from June through September, I believe.
Yes, ma'am.
So I knew that if I didn't go last Wednesday or this Wednesday, that I wouldn't have the opportunity for another month. So I'm like, let me get down there. I want to go. When I got down there, while it was packed, it was such a great time. I saw so many people smiling, and we were hugging and having a good time. I was dancing with people and had a great time. When I left the night market, I saw a status on Facebook that kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Now, what rubbed you the wrong way? What was it?
The status said we should have gatekept the night market.
What does that mean?
And I took
who
that
said
to me.
that?
A black man that is born and raised here in Milwaukee. And I took that to mean that we should have gatekept it and kept certain people out of it. And that group of people are the people that I think he was talking about. It was like the people that would be down there causing a scene or making a ruckus and all of those things. But I feel like that really rubbed me the wrong way because if people would have gatekept the night market, I wouldn't have gotten to experience it. And I think that it should be open for any and everybody to go.
So in gatekeeping, that means charge to get in, or what exactly does that mean? Because you said you wouldn't be able to go, and so I'm trying to figure out how you wouldn't be able to go.
If I didn't know about it. So when I think of gatekeeping, I think of keeping it on a hush, keeping it low key. So many times I see people going to things and they're like, oh, I'm not going to tell anybody. I don't want anybody to burn up the spot. I don't want anybody to know about this thing because I don't want it to get burnt up. Yeah. So I'm thinking that he was saying in that particular Facebook post, I think that he was saying, let's keep this for the good blacks.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought because I ain't gonna lie to you, Kayla, because we didn't go too deep into this because you want to save your thoughts and opinions. Is that I'm always conflicted when it comes to that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay. You know why I'm conflicted about it is because I touched on it briefly yesterday, and when I think about our culture, right, and our society, and just in general, not just black culture but all society. Is that you have individuals who are, do life the right way, and you have individuals that still have some maturity and some growth, right?
Right.
And then you have agitators and people who end up, going down the wrong path in life, and hopefully, the punishment that they get can help them get better. Mm-hmm. But when I think about it, I feel like at a certain point, not separating ourselves, but at a certain point condemning it, right? Holding people accountable.
Okay.
Because what I look at it as this is that, and I explained it yesterday, is that when you see people from certain communities, middle class white individuals, now, and I don't know how much money Kayla make, but I know Kayla killing in everything that she touched. And so I would assume that Kayla is probably a middle class African American person in the city of Milwaukee, right? And so with that, one thing that I think is a big difference is that when it comes to other communities, specifically the white community, I'll use them because I can't speak too much on the Hispanic community, is that they don't intermingle in other classes. And when I say that is a middle class white individual is not hanging out with a white individual that's hanging out at the Townie bar in South Milwaukee or Cudahy, right?
Heard
They're not. So what happens there when they have them bar fights and they have that wild stuff that happens, they say, oh, wow, look at them. That's like that. We don't associate with that.
Yeah.
And one thing about Milwaukee, because we are segregated and we all have to live, we don't have to, but where we feel most comfortable living is around amongst our people. And when you look at the city of Milwaukee, all you got is the city of Milwaukee and Brown Deer that you can find predominantly black areas. Other than that, you have to sacrifice having a neighbor that don't look like you and having a weird, not weird community, but your kids potentially having to face certain experiences.
Adversities in different communities.
And so when I think about it, when I see things that happen, I don't know so much gatekeep, but I think that at a certain point there needs to be some accountability, because you can't. I don't care what the color of your skin is. You can't go nowhere and act like that, right? Because what happens is that instead of the many people who were all different backgrounds and races that had a good time and enjoyed themselves, instead of talking about how great the event is, now in different communities, the focus is on the 5 minutes or whatever, the 5 minutes of fights that we had down here, which doesn't depict everybody that was there. And unfortunately, when people see that video, like, I show my mom, I show my brother, I show my dad, the people who asked me for it, right? When they see the video, it's different because they're going to be like, oh, okay, here we go again. Yeah. Whereas some people will be like, well, there they go again. Where in reality, no, there go them 7 people. Exactly. There were thousands of African Americans that were there hanging out,
having a wonderful, beautiful time.
And so that's the problem that I have, is that we have to hold people accountable. And Kayla, you may not know this about me. I'm a hardliner when it comes to certain things. Like when it comes to
I know this, Kyle.
Yeah. And so when I look at stuff, I'll be like, you know what? Like, I can't allow for people who act out like that to be able to put a black eye on our community, because our community is too damn good. Our community, there are more middle-class African Americans in Milwaukee than what we get credit for. Yeah. Because people think that black is poor. Hell no, black ain't poor. It's not.
It's not. And I agree with everything that you were saying about holding people accountable. And I think that there is a way to do that without saying that you are not good enough to be alongside me. Like I said, that is anti-black to me, for you to be able to tell another black person like, oh yeah, you cool, but not cool enough to come in this spot with me, not cool enough to experience this thing with me, because that's where the separation and the divide continues. We continue to separate ourselves from one another, weakening our community. Like, we need to be a stronger front together. So holding your friend or your people or your cousin or whoever out there accountable. I know that a lot of people feel like they don't want to interfere in things that have nothing to do with them, especially because things can escalate quickly. But I do believe that if we say, hey girl, hey, no, don't be on that. Like, you better than that. You better than that. I think that stepping in and saying those things, those encouraging affirmations, could cut down on a lot of stuff, rather than going to social media and saying, oh, they shouldn't have been there, they don't belong there. No, that's not cool. Like, that's not cool, because it's white people doing the same thing. They fighting and going crazy and arguing and doing all that.
I was telling people yesterday, example I gave was the fact that go to one of these softball games out there in the country. Go to Heartland for a softball or baseball game for these 10-year-olds, and what you'll find is you'll see a cooler. And you'll find a cooler of alcoholic beverages at a 10-year-old baseball game, and you see parents drinking beers, and then all of a sudden arguing with umpires, and then getting into fights. Exactly. And so it happens in all communities, but the difference that you find is that when it happens in our community, all we do is share it on social media and we talk about each other. When it happens in other communities, they just say, "Oh, there they go," and they don't raise it up.
They don't broadcast.
And so
it's not broadcast.
That is the biggest difference. But see, the difference is when it happens in our community, we all wear it. Where it happens in other communities, they just say that's them. Isolated incident. And so I think there just has to be some conversation, because at the end of the day, if you gonna act a fool, don't come. Yeah. Don't come. If you
got beef, you on some on-site stuff, stay at the crib. Let them pull up to your house.
Don't come. It's dangerous, and you ruining other people's time. Like, you have to have some you gotta have some more class about yourself. For me, when I think about it,
you gotta raise your hands on that one. That's a bar.
Mean, like, that's just what it comes down to. Like, I was raised like, you can't act no fool. Remember, we go to the store. Don't you act no fool.
Listen, act like you got some home training.
That's what it is.
Act like you got some home training. And I think a lot of these people are lacking that. But as a community, I think that we are old enough and we can step in and say, hey, chill out. Like, I done said plenty of times, like, relax.
Yeah, and the thing is, the older I get, though, I had to read the room as much as possible. When I was younger, and I remember when I was on college campus, and I see some young brothers, because sometimes some of us, we don't like being disrespected. I feel like black men, one thing you don't want to do is disrespect a black man, because I don't know if it's something that's passed down, but I know that's one thing I don't do. If I feel disrespected, I feel like I need to let somebody know. And so I saw another brother who felt disrespected, and I said, listen, man, you an athlete on campus. Don't even let it get to you. Don't even let it get but I felt comfortable enough in that situation. Now, I mean, when they saying baddie shot a clock, I don't know if I might want to say something. I mean, that's what it is. 833-212-1017. We're having a conversation about something that Kayla Lewis Allen, who is our co-host today here on Truth to Power, saw on social media about the fact that somebody saying they didn't want certain black people to be at certain events and tell them to stay home. 833-212-1017. We want to know how you feel about this. I see the calls. I see you, Brian. I see you, Al. I see your text as well. We'll get to that on the other side. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Walsh with our guest co-host, Kayla Lewis Allen. But we'll continue this conversation talking about the night market on the other side.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Make sure to check out The Truth this Saturday at 11 a.m. for another episode of More Than a Movement, powered by Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin. Me, your girl Noni Juice, will be joined by Sarah Noble, principal partner at B Noble Group, and Senator Dora Drake, who represents the 4th Senate District. We will be exploring the devastating impact of the potential Medicaid cuts. So again, that is More Than a Movement, powered by Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin, this Saturday at 11 a.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Need to look your best for a special occasion? You need
the $100 hookup.
This incredible deal includes a marvelous suit, shirt, and tie, all for $100. Only at Nick Cavani's, home of the
$100 hookup.
And that isn't limited to some standard stock suit. You'll be pleased by the top quality and variety of fashion offered at Nick Cavani's. No matter the occasion, maybe you're just ready for a fresh, new stylish look. Get hooked up today at Nick Cavani's in Mayfair Mall and at nickcavanis.com.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Pull up right now, get what you need.
It is so interesting to hear songs of my childhood now being remade. But what also is interesting is the fact that you can tune into The Truth tomorrow at 11 a.m. for another episode of More Than a Movement, powered by Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin. Carrie Noni Juice will be joined by Sarah Noble, principal partner at B Noble Group, and Senator Dora Drake, who represents the 4th District. The three will be exploring the devastating impact of potential Medicaid cuts. Again, that is More Than a Movement, powered by Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin, this Saturday at 11 a.m. This is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. We are live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. It looks like we still have an appetite to talk about what happened at the night market based off the engagement that we have here on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. Make sure you go and watch and stream us live, as I am joined today by the Miss Kayla Lewis Allen as we discuss the night market, which she was at the night market on Wednesday night. 833-212-1017. Before the break, Kayla, just share some of your thoughts of what made you upset about what you saw on social media in the aftermath of what happened at the night market.
I saw a post on social media after the night market that read, "We should have gatekept the night market." And I took that to mean that we should have only allowed the good blacks. And for the people that are listening on the radio, I'm air quoting that because that is anti-black.
Is it anti-black to say you only want to have the good blacks there? I think that's a powerful comment and thought to have. Al in Milwaukee, what are your thoughts on that one?
Well, I don't really think so because let's be honest, those kind of people always been the new white supremacy to black neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. And some people go out their way to not go around them kind of people. That's why neighborhoods look the way they look. And I feel those kind of people need to be in Rockford, Illinois, Oshkosh, Fond du Lac, downtown Waukesha. Some of those people do not need to be around us because that's the reason why our neighborhoods look like they do. Because always them ones who don't give a damn tear everything up. And then the people who work hard is stuck with it. And then when they tear down their stuff, they go somewhere else. And then the person who worked hard, they're stuck. So, hey, if the shoe don't fit, it don't wear it. We all like that. Look at our neighborhood. Some of us don't even want to be around them kind of blacks. All and right. They know that. That's why they do it. And don't let them get recorded because they're going to act more ignorant. So I don't take offense to that. That's why a lot of us were trying to move now. But they can go down to downtown Waukesha. Fond du Lac, Oshkosh, Sheboygan. Go up there with all that foolishness.
You know, I will say this. There are black people who moved up to Fond du Lac, Oshkosh, and Sheboygan. I remember when I used to recruit. Thank you, Al. When I used to recruit at UW Parkside and at Marquette, more so UW Parkside. Yeah, shout out to Parkside gang, according to Zech. Yeah, recruited him to Parkside. And I remember going up there, and I'm like, dang, there's a lot of black folks up there. Matter of fact, a girl I used to date, her brother moved up to Sheboygan. I'm like, what are you moving up to Sheboygan for? I was like, oh, there's some black people up there, but, you know, it's black people probably trying to look for something different in life. But
yeah.
833-212-1017. Al always has interesting take. So does Marlon. Marlon, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. He's at work. What are your thoughts about the night market?
Good morning, or good afternoon. So that sounds very self-deprecating, and even down far. You know, just when you talk about, hey, we shouldn't allow certain black people certain places. You know, that is kind of like how some people feel about church as well. They don't go because they feel like they're alienated. We cannot alienate anybody in our culture, in our community. And the problem is because we do that, we separate our community. Mm-hmm. We can never get on the same page as long as we got people who think that they're better than others, or they have nothing to offer, or that they're hood or ghetto or however else they want to say it. You know what I mean? Because everybody has some kind of idea of thought process. Now, did that person talk to those people? Does he understand why they act like that? Does he? Right. You know what I mean? There's so many different reasons why people do what they do. But if I just look at you and just say that, you might as well just call us N-words and stuff like that because it's just a racist thought process. You have to stop being self-deprecating, and we have to move forward because we as a community will never be one as long as we always are picking each other off and talking down about each other.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think we put too much of a focus as a black community on trying to be one?
Yes and no. I think we do at certain times, and others we need to be together. You know what I mean? Sometimes, like when we vote together, I think we need the majority of people to vote against racism and vote against and do things against like anything that's going to pull our community down. We need to have majority of people together. But then when we do certain things, we only need certain amount of people to move forward because certain people don't want to run with it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's a little bit of both.
Thank you, Marlon.
I think it's a little bit of both.
I appreciate your thoughts. in your insight and the conversation. I think he made some really good thoughts. 833-212-1017. The lines are on fire. Again, 833-212-1017. That is the number to call in or text in. Make sure you watch and stream us live as we're having a conversation about what happened at the Milwaukee night market and the result that Kayla Lewis Allen saw on Facebook about somebody saying we need to gatekeep and quote unquote, in her mind, believe we need to keep the bad blacks out and only allow for the good blacks to come in. And we're having a conversation and dialogue about that. Charlotte and Milwaukee, we are all not the same, you say.
No, we're not. And the idea, you just said something very profound about we're trying too hard to be a community, one community. I'm a person from New York. When I came here, Milwaukee blacks seemed so backwards to me. It seemed like I had went 50 years backwards. Now, present day, I'm telling you, I have two sons. And I told them, if you ever go to jail or sell drugs, don't call me. I'll tell people I don't know you. People, we're not holding people responsible. We're lowering the bar every time. Like your buddy Tory Lowe. Every time something happens, somebody do something bad. Somebody got a story, an excuse of why they did it. There's not an excuse for everything. There's no excuse for carjacking. There's no excuse for knocking over old ladies. There's no excuse for rape. And I don't care if those people get left behind. I don't have nothing in common with them. Because I've raised my children to say, if you do something, you're going to be held accountable. And you are not going to disrespect this family. You're not going to disrespect family. And I volunteer at many different organizations. And I'm going to tell you, we have to understand, some of us are going to get left behind. Are you going to bring down the whole tribe because some of the weak people won't rise to the occasion? I'm sorry. I know people, and I'm going to leave you with this. One of the big elephants in the room is people having all these children that they don't know how to take care of. They have no idea what a parent is. No idea. Half of them girls fighting, I bet a lot of them had children. I bet they had children. And so this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a group of people that sometimes may have to be left behind. I know my sons have never committed, they don't even have parking tickets. And they grew up without, their father divorced me. So it can be done. But you have to hold people accountable, and some people are going to get left behind. If you carjack somebody, I ain't got nothing for you. If you rob a store and shoot a shopkeeper, I ain't got nothing for you. Go to jail.
Charlotte, thank you so much. Listen, Charlotte.
She got some strong feelings.
I like the mentality because I'm a softie though. So if my kids if they go to jail, call me.
Yes.
So I'm
gonna work this out.
I'm gonna get into you once I get you. But I mean, call me. But damn.
Yeah, no. And my thing is, I think that I lead with the mentality of loving people in instead of hating them out. And I think that if people are going to be, fall on hard times or find themselves in a situation where we probably like, oh, you shouldn't have found yourself in that situation, that's on you. I think that everybody is redeemable. I think that we can say, like, I love you. Let's work this thing out. What were some things that you were experiencing mentally that caused you to brawl in the middle of this beautiful festival? Like, what was going on in your mind? What are some things that happened in the past? Like, let's talk through this and get better.
No, that's the real conversation we need to have. And I'm going to have a conversation about mental health this month and talking about the fact that I love hearing so many more people in my friends group are going to therapy.
Yes.
And so that is something that I'm going to have a conversation this month because I personally, I don't go to therapy. I probably should. I feel great, but you never know. I feel like it's just a great way to have a conversation. I don't know what the true value is, but I feel like it's something I'm going to eventually try at some point. But I love hearing all these black men tell me that they're in therapy. 833-212-1017. We got two more calls. Miss Lana Banana, how you doing? What are your thoughts here on this conversation?
Hey, how you doing, Kyle?
Doing well, blessed and favored.
Hey, Kayla.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, how you doing?
I'm doing good, girl.
Yeah, nice surprise to see you on the Friday. I said, this Wednesday? No, okay. No, but my question is that so many times, us blacks get the negative and we take the negative and put it on each other. So when we see each other, we see nothing but negative. So the question is, the person that said that, okay, well, since anybody can attend, well, don't just say the black the bad blacks. They're bad white races too. So are they supposed to stay out too? You know, and us as black people, we don't try to be like keep our neighborhoods black. As we try, not me, but they're trying too much to be white. That's the problem. That's the conflict.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know, wear them long straight wigs and all that fake. You know what I'm saying? And then whenever a white person comes to the neighborhood, then they all yes sir, master and all that. You know what I'm saying? No, they're not trying to be black and keep it black. They're trying too much to be white, to be accepted. We got to be black and proud because hood is not bad. We always using the bad words against each other, like YN, the young N word. Okay, but yet black people say the young white people. No, if you're gonna say YNs, say white monkeys or whatever. Or if you're going to say young white people, say young black people. Don't just say the negative things on us. Because we got to be, you know what I'm saying? We got to be, you know, because whenever I see a black person, I see positivity. And when I see them trying to be white, I'm like, you lost. You got to wake up. You got to get out of the nation.
I'm doing my truth take. We're updating our truth take, and that's exactly what my truth take is all about. Because how much I do find the term YN to kind of be like, punny and funny. I do think there's too much negative connotation in what that reinforces in a young person's mind.
It definitely is.
I do not like. Yeah, I do not like that. So that's what my truth take is going to be about. Just a little bit of a tease there. But last call here, 833-212-1017, Millicent in Milwaukee. Let me know what your thoughts are about everything that we're talking about with the night market and really just overall blackness.
I think we need to separate ourselves. There are two groups of people. There are black people, and then it's them ends. We need a word for them that is appropriate, but we need to understand that black people are not monolithic.
Nope.
There are different ones of us. And the ones that act like that, yes, they need to be barred. I have no problem with that. I'd rather live next to another race than to live next door to some ends. That's just the truth of it. You cannot let them bring us down, and that's what they're doing. There are young black people in our community that we will know nothing about because of the people that were at the night market.
That's so true.
You have to understand that separating them from us are aggressive. We're trying to get somewhere. Those people that were fighting at the night market, they don't mean you or nobody else that looks like you no good. They don't even mean their kids any good. That's why they're out there acting like that.
Yeah.
And we have to start separating that.
I appreciate, again, thank you, Millicent. I appreciate the conversation. 833-212-1017. We're going to react to that on the other side because there was so much that I have jotted down about separation, about uplifting one another. I just want us to. We ain't gonna get to the other conversation, Rhea, because we was gonna talk about Rhea was ready to get on my ass. Because we were gonna talk about dating for peace versus dating for looks, and Rhea sent the damn essay. I said, my goodness. So we going to get to it at some point, Rhea. But 833-212-1017, we're having a conversation talking about what happened at the night market and the fallout from it. And the reaction from the black community might actually be more condemning and more damning and more discouraging than the reaction from any other community.
Listen.
So 833-212-1017. What are your thoughts on what happened at the night market? Do you believe we're tearing each other down, or do you believe we need to separate ourselves from those who we believe aren't good enough to be with us? Again, 833-212-1017. That's the Truth Talk to text line. You can always watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth to YouTube. On YouTube, I am joined by the Miss Kayla Lewis Allen, and we'll have more conversation on the other side.
Yes.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Ride the wave to clean at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for a winning shine. Become a monthly member and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 per day. Plus, skip the wait in the fast lane and enjoy unbeatable amenities like free vacuums and tire air. Visit any of their convenient locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Mount Pleasant. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at tsunamiexpress.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home. We help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. Jacob Mizorowski shined in his Major League debut as the Milwaukee Brewers beat the St. Louis Cardinals in Game 1 of their 4-game series. This one by a final score of 6-0. Mizorowski went 5 innings and did not allow a single hit. He would exit in that 6th inning due to cramping issues, however. And with the win, though, the Brewers do improve to 37-33. And some breaking news for your Milwaukee Brewers. Aaron Savali getting his wish, being traded to the White Sox after the Milwaukee Brewers attempted to move him to the bullpen. The Brewers send off Savali and they acquire first baseman Andrew Vaughn from the Chicago White Sox. That's according to ESPN's Jesse Rogers. And lastly, over to the NBA, where Game 4 of the NBA Finals is set to tip off in Indiana. The Pacers holding a 2-1 game lead over the Thunder. That tip-off is set for 7:30. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It is Truth to Power on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
Truth Nation, violence is a problem that affects us all, but together we can make a difference. This is why we are hosting our 3rd annual Truth Walk Against Violence, led by Tori Lowe on Saturday, July 12th. From Victory Over Violence Park down MLK Drive right to our studio at the 3rd Street Market Hall. Over the next month, Tori will be speaking with politicians and community leaders about how we can better provide resources to stop the rise of violence. Yesterday, he had Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman on for a great conversation. And on Monday, he will have Milwaukee County Sheriff Danita Ball on. So make sure you tune in to the Tori Lowe Show at 2 p.m. on Monday, as Danita Ball will be joining him. And if you want to join our fight to stop violence, go to truthwalkagainstviolence.com right now to sign up for the Walk Against Violence, supported by 1MKE on Saturday, July 12th from 9 a.m. until noon. This is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. I'm Kyle Wallace, your host of Truth to Power, and today we are joined by the wonderful Miss Kayla Lewis Allen. And we've been having a conversation talking about the fallout from the fight that happened at the night market and the black eye that some people believe that it put on the black community. 833-212-1017. Nikki in Milwaukee, what are your thoughts about what happened a couple days ago?
Hi, Kyle. Thank you so much for my call. And I have to totally agree with the caller before me. We as Black people, we are not monolithic. And one thing we got to stop doing, we got to stop becoming numb to ignorance as well. You know, unless you have attended an all-Black event and no fights or any type of chaos has ever broken out, you would think that Black people cannot get together and not have something like this happen. And it's very unfortunate. I do think it put a black eye on the community because we do have to start having the conversations about what it is that we're doing to each other. We can't have the conversation about gun violence because what's the first thing somebody say? Well, white people kill each other too. I don't care about that. I'm talking about us. We have to figure out how to start having these conversations because I promise you, if this event was out in Mequon, that fight wouldn't have happened. If this event was out in Germantown, that fight would not have happened. So that lets me know that we know how to behave accordingly. But for some reason, we get these type of behaviors and we cannot address it.
Nikki,
because
can I
something,
interject really quickly? I think the key thing about that, I think you saying if it happened in Mequon or Germantown, it wouldn't happen, yes. But I also want to add in this because I think this is a key factor where a lot of people are talking about separating ourselves. If it happened in Mequon with the Black community or the Ozaukee County NAACP they have out there, and they had an event out there, it wouldn't happen. Right. So I think so. You saying that I get what you're getting at, but I also want us to understand that there's a lot of Black people that have events all the time where nothing like this happens. The UNCF walk is coming up in August, and I've been to that year in and year out. It ain't never been a fight at the UNCF walk.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So I know it can happen. So it's not necessarily about separating ourselves. It's trying to figure out how do we heal ourselves. Yep. When do we start having conversations? Because when do we start having a conversation so we living here in Milwaukee can have events and not be petrified or afraid or want to separate ourselves because we know that certain people are going to act a certain way. We just got to be real with it. I love my Black people. I love living in the community, but I'm not going to tell you that I'm scared sometimes, right? I'm not going to tell you that I'm avoid events like that because situations like that is going to happen. And how does that add value to my life? You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, we have to try to figure this out because I don't care what any other race does does not do. Right. I'm more concerned about how we operate and how we interact with each other because we are all that we have. And if it's any time to start having these conversations, it's time to start having these real conversations now. We are all that we have.
Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate you chiming in. What is your instant reaction to what Nikki had to say, Kayla?
I think that she's completely right. We need to start having that conversation right now. Like I said earlier, like if we're not talking about the things that are happening in a positive way, then what we talking about? Now we just spreading the rumors and we just spreading the story and spreading the narrative that Black people don't know how to act in spaces. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely let's talk about it. I think one of the biggest things, and I'll share my final thoughts before I get to some of these text messages and have you react to them. I think one of my biggest things is the fact that we just overall, and we don't respect as a whole, we have some people who don't respect one another, and that's in every single background. But unfortunately, because of the segregation that we have in this city and that the Black people in this city are in such small spaces and there's only there's only so much that you can do, people want to go have fun. People want to do something, right? And we don't have enough opportunities to be able to do stuff in our own communities. And so we want to be able to go out and do stuff. And unfortunately, some people don't have no home training, but some of that comes from some of the stresses that were placed on their parents when they had to raise them. And so we see the end result of some of the suppression that we have in our community. And I'm not making excuses because I want to hold these people accountable.
Let's be a community. If we gonna use that word, like let's really be a community and step in with people. When you see people act like that, there must have been people around who saw this brewing before it boiled over into this fight that was like wrecking this man's whole setup. Like, it was somebody that could have said, like, hey, chill out. Like, we having a good time tonight.
But we got to trust one another that we can do that without all of a sudden I'm getting clocked in my head.
You're right.
Because that's the last thing that you want to happen. So it is tough, and we need more accountability. And I think the behavior is absolutely inexcusable, and the police weren't nowhere to be found. And listen, I don't want to lock people up, but I think if you do something stupid like that and you make a damn scene, there needs to be some type of punishment. When I say punishment, a ticket. Yeah. Something that, that's what tickets are for. But really quickly, 833-212-1017. That's the Truth Talk to text line. Also, you can watch and stream us live on YouTube. I did want to get through some of y'all texts and get Kayla's reaction to it before we wrap up on the other side with some positive news and things going on in the city. Marvin said, let's face it, I don't even go to some events such as Garfield Days, Juneteenth, for some of the trifling people, which I don't like to hear that. But what is your reaction to that?
I go to Juneteenth every single year, and it is a beautiful time. I go to Garfield Days, and I get my line dance on with the live band. I have a great time at these events. I think it's about the perspective that we are bringing into these spaces with Black people. Like, go into these spaces with a positive mind, with a smile on your face, and I think that the experience would be different if everybody came with that mindset forward.
833-212-1017. Somebody on the YouTube chat said, "Bring the fight chicks on air. Guarantee both are Sagittarius." I don't know nothing about
what?
I don't know nothing about signs. I just thought that was funny. I'm
a Virgo.
I'm not a signs guy. I just know I'm a Gemini, so they say I got two personalities, which is probably true. Don't push me. Marcus G on the talking text line said, "I have black ratchet and black ghetto fatigue. I'm tired of picking up trash in front of my house every time I get off of work and random shootings for nothing." And I mean, I think that's
self-explanatory right there. I get it.
It is.
I understand.
And the last one here from Chauncey said she'd rather live next door to a different race than next door to some don't care enough about their community and move upward and forward or anything moving upward with content. Man, I should have pre-read that. So Chauncey, that was a little bit tough to read, but what we're going to do is this: that I want to encourage people to go to Juneteenth. Juneteenth is going to be safe. It's going to be
safe. We just came from a meeting on Wednesday, and they are really cracking down on everything.
They are.
The security guard was like, "If you sell bubble guns, we don't want anything that emulates a gun. So if you sell those bubble guns or whatever
we'll kick you out.
We will kick you out."
Yeah,
they not playing. They are not playing.
But on the other side, we want to talk about some positive things happening inside the community. So Kayla and I are going to share some positive things happening in the community. You can watch and stream us live on YouTube, 1017 The Truth on YouTube. I want to see these streams still streaming. I want y'all to stay locked in because we had this conversation talking about some of the negative things, but now we're going to talk positive, and I want to hear from y'all on that because despite the minor negative things that happen, there's too much positive going on for us not to touch on it today. So keep it locked. You're listening to Truth to Power with our guest co-host today, Kayla Lewis Allen, right here on 1017 The Truth.
You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. Catch Truth to Power every weekday from noon to 1 p.m.
Truth Nation, this is the legendary Homer Blow, hoping you and your family will join me at the 31st annual Homer Blow birthday party for the kids on Saturday, June 28th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Fitzsimmons Boys and Girls Club at 3400 West North Avenue in Milwaukee. The celebration is for children 2 to 13 years old. Admission is absolutely free. For more information on being a sponsor for this great event, call 414-248-4954 or email the Homer Blow Foundation at gmail.com. And don't forget, we'll have Kool-Aid, the red kind.
It's 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When it's time to upgrade your windows and doors, wouldn't you like to work with the best? But maybe you're thinking in these volatile times, I don't want to spend a fortune. Well, Pella, the best in the industry, has a product line for every budget, and right now you can get no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. And if the plan is to wait, guess what? You can get it now and wait to start making payments up to 2 years. Pella truly believes that quality windows and doors don't have to be expensive. With a range of affordable options and products assembled in the U.S., you can get the look you want at a price you can afford. And with Pella's free in-home consultation, no obligation quote, and range of available financing, getting new windows and doors from Pella is easier than you think. Certain restrictions apply. Ends June 30th of 2025. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Need to look your best for a special occasion? You need the $100 hookup. This incredible deal includes a marvelous suit, shirt, and tie, all for $100. Only at Nick Cavani's, home of the $100 hookup. And that isn't limited to some standard stock suit. You'll be pleased by the top quality and variety of fashion offered at Nick Cavani's. No matter the occasion, maybe you're just ready for a fresh, new, stylish look. Get hooked up today at Nick Cavani's in Mayfair Mall and at nickcavanis.com.
At Hope Christian Schools, they're transforming lives through the power of Christ-centered education. Their nurturing environment combines academic excellence with strong Christian values. They offer free transportation and free tuition options to help set children up for success. Through faith, dedication, and unconditional love, they empower their scholars to discover their God-given potential and pursue their greater purpose. Don't wait. Start your child's journey at hopeschools.org.
Don't miss 3 weekends of live music at Milwaukee Summerfest presented by American Family Insurance, including Offset, Megan Thee Stallion, Bossman D-Lo, plus T Grizzly, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Fabulous, and more. Get tickets now at summerfest.com.
After a crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. At Gruber Law Offices, we have the knowledge and experience to make sure you're protected. And we're here to help whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You are listening to Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
One, two, three, ho!
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm Carl Walsh, the host of Truth to Power. Shout out to y'all today. Y'all showed up and showed out, and we had a dynamic conversation talking about things inside our community, how we can improve our community. And thank you to Miss Kayla Lewis-Allen for joining us here today. But as promised, Kayla, we talked about other stuff, but let's talk about some good, positive stuff. What's on your mind about some of the good things you've seen happen in the community, whether it's programs, events, or anything like that?
Let's go ahead and dive right into it. So we have some great programming coming up this summer, especially for the kids. Y'all talk about the kids ain't got nothing to do. The kids got something to do this summer. We have Holmes University. They are coming through and taking kids out into the community and teaching them all about real estate. That is a free program. Next thing we have up is Next Generation Day Camp. Next Generation Day Camp is a full camp day service. You can get your kids involved in that. I think they're taking people all the way up to the age of 16 years old. And then we have the Healthy County Challenge with David Crawley. I've been able to be a part of their yoga at the domes, and I can't wait to get out and do the bike ride with them and also do some canoeing, so you can go out there with your whole entire family. For the adults, we have MKE Night Market. Y'all better be at the next one. It's going to be a great time. We have Summerfest.
The good black solid. I'm just kidding. Everybody comes. Everybody come and just act right.
We have Summerfest. We have the Juneteenth Day celebration. I better see all the blacks at the Juneteenth Day celebration. And then we also have Garfield Days that will be happening the day after my birthday, September 13th, which is going to be a great time. If you're into fitness, you want to get into fitness, I ran with Fear for the last 2 weeks, and I'm feeling very accomplished. Fear is forget everything and run. It is a social X movement. Then we have Embody Yoga that does free yogas every Sunday at 10 a.m. at Johnson Park, right in the middle of Milwaukee. And then if you want to come and be a part of an event, I am hosting Share the Vibes. That is happening July 13th.
Shout out to that. Shout out to that.
It is going to be a great time.
Shout out to Deb Jenkins.
Shout out to Deb. If y'all saying it ain't nothing to do in Milwaukee, it ain't nothing positive to do in Milwaukee, I just ran off a list, and y'all can follow me on Facebook to see more of that list at Kayla Lewis-Allen.
Yes, yes. And also I want to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there as y'all celebrate Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Sunday. And then in addition to that, I also want to say this. Congratulations to all the seniors that are graduating across the state of Wisconsin, but specifically Milwaukee MPS is they started their school year back a little bit, so now graduations will be happening this weekend.
Yes.
And congratulations to all the seniors that are going to go on and do incredible, amazing things. So many scholarships that these kids earn. So many different kids going across this country to go get a degree and go make for a better future for not only here in Milwaukee, but Wisconsin and across this globe. We have difference makers that are walking across the stage over the next couple of days, and let's make sure we uplift them and show them some love because they are absolutely incredible individuals, and I cannot wait to see the bright future that they have. So congratulations to the class of 2025, specifically here in the Mill. So shout out to y'all. Kayla, thank you so much for joining us here today on Truth to Power. We're going to have you back. We're going to have her back in July. We're going to have to get that scheduled and get that locked in for July. But thank you so much, True Nation, for listening today. Shout out to Rhea this week for having a fantastic week. The Tori Lowe Show is up next from 1 to 4. And peace out. I'll see y'all next week. Be safe and have a beautiful weekend.
See y'all.
Truth Nation. Unfortunately, violence is on the rise in Milwaukee, and this is a problem which impacts us all. Please join me and the Truth Team on Saturday, July 12th from 9 a.m. to noon for our 3rd annual Walk Against Violence, supported by 1MKE. Enough is enough. Now it's time to bring an end to senseless violence in our community. To join our Walk Against Violence on Saturday, July 12th, visit truthwalkagainstviolence.com to sign up today.
One call, that's all, with Gruber Law Offices. If you or a loved one is ever injured in an accident, y'all know what to do. Call